And now back to your...
Yes!
Whatever, I do what I want.
Welcome, my Booyah crew, and we have our interview with Bugzy. Now, Bugzy and Jason Voorhees have a long history together, and, you care to elaborate on any of that, Bugzy?
I wouldn't even tell nobody that.
Yeah, I mean, I heard Jason Voorhees used to be kind of like you used to be his mentor, I'm just an interviewer. I'm trying to find out answers to these questions.
I had to go upside his head a couple times.
Yeah, I know y'all had a lot of fun, especially when the movies were being made. Now, how was it like over there? What was Jason like when he was in Hollywood hanging out with all the stars?
Sometimes I put him aside and talk to him. He's up in Hollywood. But, he's hanging out with the big dogs,
Bugzy, he almost got you right there. Now, what are you going to do to Jason? I mean, he's sitting there, he's trying to kill everybody. What are you going to do with him, man?
Crap, lies, fabrication. Sometimes, like an older brother, you got to go upside their head,
Now, in an off-the-record interview, Jason said that he used to give you the business all the time back in Hollywood. I mean, what do you say to that?
Did he ever tell you the story how he gave me a kick? He'll tell it like he gave me some kind of Bruce Lee cross kick or something, But all this stuff I'm reading is like he giving me karate chops and all this stuff. He didn't even know nothing about karate in them days.
Now, with the women in Camp Crystal Lake, I mean, what do you say, to the women in Camp Crystal Lake? Because I've heard some wild stories from Mr. Voorhees about what y'all used to do.
Come on, bitches, show me your titties. I'm Rick James. Do something.
And what would you say if they actually did it? I've got to know, and so does the rest of the Booyah crew.
I wish I had more hands so I could give those titties 4 thumbs down.
That's kind of savage there, Mr. Bugzy. So, you care to elaborate on any other stories that may be floating around there about you?
I did a lot of licking on a lot of girls' faces.
And what was this that I hear about you going by another name when you was running around Crystal Lake? I mean, what was that all about?
I'm Rick James, bitch.
So what about some of these other stories that Jason was saying about how y'all used to do all kind of stuff that y'all really wasn't supposed to do? I mean, what do you got to say about all that?
That's all right. I'll straighten it out. I'll straighten it all out. And I don't even do cocaine anymore. I must be losing my mind.
Yeah, Jason saying he would grab you by the throat and just choke the life out of you, and yeah, he said he used to whoop your ass all the time, all over Camp Crystal Lake.
Kicking me and smacking me, and I'm crying like a bitch and all this kind of stuff.
Jason Voorhees is pretty scary, so, he might have a point, He might be the one that comes out on top with everything.
Come on now. Do you see Rick James crying like a... Come on now. Let's get this story straight.
I don't know about the crying part, but it seems like Jason Voorhees just knocked your head off your shoulders, Mr. Rick James Bugzy, whatever you going by nowadays. I mean, yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I'm sure it is, but what about back in the day when Friday the 13th was first coming out and you and Jason used to go party in Hollywood all the time? What about all them days?
All the cocaine we did in the 80s and drinking has got to him. It's got to him. He got like 2 brain cells left.
So there's obviously a love-hate relationship between you and Jason Voorhees. So back then in the 80s, who was the aggressor and who was the aggressee? I guess I want to know.
I had to give him a smack every now and then. I smacked him once, right? I gave him a smack. Another time he got a smack. Running around in Hollywood with all the movie stars and the rock and roll stars, and sometimes he needed a smack.
So it's obvious to say that you were the one that was smacking up on Jason Voorhees all the time. So I don't know. He's kind of a bigger guy than you are, Bugzy. I don't know exactly how I feel about that. Do you know why he wears his hockey mask?
I remember putting this ring upside his head one time. That imprint is probably still on his head from this ring. That's why I wore this ring.
So you saying you smacked Jason a couple times and, you just had to, he was one of those ones that you had to continuously keep smacking around, just to prove your point?
Yeah, I remember smacking him a couple times. Sometimes I had to go upside his head.
So why did you punch him in the head with your ring? I mean, what was that all about? Elaborate for me.
He wore my logo. This ring right here. I wanted him to have memories of it.
So what did the rest of the counselors around Crystal Lake, what did they say when they saw Jason Voorhees pre-hockey mask with this big logo on his forehead?
They thought he was our mascot. It was imprinted so much in his head.
All right, is there anything else you want to say, Mr. Bugzy, Rick James, whatever your name is now, whatever you're going by? Is there anything else you want to say before I end the interview? Because interview time's almost over with, so give me a chance to say one more thing, and then I guess we're going to go ahead and end it.
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch.
Well, that's the end of the Bugzy interview, and that's pretty much, that sums up why Jason Voorhees is the way he is toward Bugzy and a couple of the other counselors. There's Captain Speedo, and yeah, that's a bad combination right there. You got Bugzy and Captain Speedo. So I don't know what you got to say to everybody at home, Captain Speedo, since you decided to join the interview.
Oh yeah, it's ass-kicking time.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll let y'all head down the road and do what y'all are going to do. Just don't be too hard on Mr. Voorhees. He's been through a lot, and man, I'm telling you, Mr. Bugzy, Rick James, you've got, oh man, are you okay, Captain Speedo? But yeah, y'all seem to be quite the dynamic duo, so don't give Jason Voorhees too hard of a time, and I guess we'll go ahead and we'll catch y'all in the next interview. So, yeah, y'all be safe. Bye!